We're on one of the premier walleye lakes in the country right now on Mille Lacs Lake in Minnesota. I'm out fishing with my fishing partner, Gary Parsons. We're actually here before a tournament and we're trying to figure out some patterns and things. What's interesting is we're in search of slot fish. And by that I mean on Mille Lacs they have what they call a slot limit. That is that anything between 20 and 28 inches you have to throw back. So to do well in this tournament, Gary and I actually have to find fish that are just short of that 20-inch size. So even though we're looking for slots, we're also going to have a ton of fun catching some big fish on the Lacs, and we're going to show you how to get the next bite.
Gary Parsons and Keith Kavajecz have fished together competitively for over 20 years in some of the most elite professional walleye circuits in existence. Not only are the two close friends and business partners, but actually have become family through Keith's wife, Lynn Kavajecz. However, Gary and Keith always play to win, even against each other, and this time the name of the game is rigging. These savvy tournament anglers are experimenting with these prefrontal walleyes to build up their waypoint and plot trail inventory for the upcoming tournament. So when the sand flats don't prove to produce the best sized fish for Mille Lacs Lake's restrictive slot requirements and reliable patterning, the pair brave the heavy winds to move further out onto the mud flats in search for some consistency.
I got one.
You got one?
It's a decent one. He's staying down.
I'll get the net.
Tell these slow head shakes. That's probably a good one. It's a little hard to tell out here in the wave and the wind and
stuff.
He's kind of got under that drift bag out there.
Kind of got to be a little careful so I don't tumble
Way out in front of the boat now. You can tell it's a decent one. It's just slow head shake. There's the sinker. He's just kind of hanging about 8 feet down. You don't want to come up. Just wait for him. A 10-foot snout. I got to get him up here a little bit. Here he comes up. Oh yeah, he's a nice one. Get him, Gary. There we go.
Got him. We tried a little bit of a last minute maneuver there. It didn't quite make it.
No, it didn't make it at all.
Nice fish.
Yeah. It's just real hard sometimes to tell they're even biting because we're actually moving a little faster than usual. This big wind.
You got him.
Look at here, I went to miss him. Look at how he gobbled that thing up. You know, you can see the bead down there and the hook. Go ahead and grab me those pliers, right? Thank you. He just barely hooked down in here. It ain't too bad. That little tiny hook will come right out. There it is. Not too bad a fish there.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
A little skinny. I can see why they wanted to eat that leech.
Yeah.
We'll get her back in the water. If I don't fall in. Yeah, there it goes.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
Good.
no problems.
Now I'm going to sneak out of here without falling on the boat, hopefully. Mille Lacs Lake is a fisherman's dream because what we're doing here is fishing structure in many cases, especially when we're rig fishing like Keith and I have been doing. Rig fishing, you have to really use a blend of electronics. He's got a unit in the front that shows both sonar and the GPS mapping system. And in this particular instance, we're fishing one of those mud flats, a sunken island, like you can see here. The map chips that you can get for units like this in Wisconsin, Minnesota, many of the Midwestern states in particular, have contours all the way down to 1 foot, so they're extremely accurate. You can see how we've been working the edge of this break. He's been going from 22.5 feet, dropping down the drop-off to 25 or 26 feet, working back up along the edge by using a combination of this contour line and the depth finder, and then marking individual fish. When Keith sees a fish, he actually stays on it for a little while. We hover around it, try to get that fish to bite. If we can't get it to bite, we move on and try to find the next little group of fish. So this is not only an extremely fun way to fish, but it's a technical dream, and Mille Lacs Lake is the place to do it.
You know, one of the things that I am kind of known for doing, and I like to do a lot, is take an underwater camera and actually look at where we're fishing. Right now we're out on one of the mud flats on Mille Lacs, And in my mind, I've always pictured this as just a kind of a smooth, you know, mucky flat, kind of flat on top, and then a pretty good steep break on the side, but no real, you know, texture to it. It's just a mucky bottom. What's interesting is, and I'm going to have Gary do it in a second here, is when we pull up this one part of the break here, instead of it, oh, and here it comes, instead of it being like a mucky, sandy kind of bottom, it turns into almost a clay with crevices and cracks and stuff in it, and a lot more definition down there than I would have ever thought of in my mind. It also happens to be the part of the flat that we're catching a lot of fish on. So I think, you know, that different texture down on the bottom is not only interesting to us, but interesting to the fish. That's the kind of thing you can learn from an underwater camera, and sometimes it's well worth the time to do it.
Oh, there's a bite. This is a decent one.
Well, I'd come and get the net for you, but I'm busy.
Yeah, I see that. Pretty
I'll
sure
see
I
if-
have to handle it by myself.
I got one too.
There you go. That's what she's all about.
Not real big. He's shaking pretty hard. I'll try and get mine in, then not yours.
All right. I don't know how big this one is.
Mine's a little
I can
guy.
move 'em.
Mine's a little one. Getting close?
He's getting a little closer. He's under the boat right now, so it's hard to tell.
I'll just keep swinging around.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Try and get it drifting sideways with the wind. I'm back.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like it when they cruise.
Cruisers, huh? I'm gonna go on the other side of you here.
Oh, he bit like a bigger fish too, just tunk.
Yeah, he's a little bit bigger.
Oh yeah, he's a little bigger. Oh, it's as long as I can reach. How long did you make that snell? I'm going up and up and up.
I have a long snow. Hooked
got
him
it,
just right. Surprising how those little number 8 hooks can
Oh yeah.
just hook them up like that.
They're so sharp you can hardly touch them. So I suppose any place they touch, they got them.
He's got sharp teeth. There's some nice teeth you got there, buddy. There
you go.
And I got him. That's a decent fish. Not a monster.
The real deal. Straight talk to make you a better fisherman. Brought to you by Bass Pro Shops.
You know, rigging almost more than any technique that we use for walleyes requires a lot of sensitivity. We're moving along real slow and hoping a walleye bites our bait, and then that we can feel that bite and release our line to let him swallow it further before the fish feels it and lets go of the bait. So a lot of sensitivity is required, and good equipment is really going to help you out with this technique. Let me first of all talk about the rod you want. It's got what's called a fast taper on it, okay? Very soft though, kind of a medium light action, but it's got a soft tip on it. And that soft tip is gonna, again, let me feel that fish without him feeling me. But it's got a fairly stiff backbone to sweep up some line and get a good hook set. So your rod also has to be high modulus graphite. This is one technique where you should spend a little bit of money, get yourself a really good rod that you can feel those bites quickly. A second thing that's gonna help you a lot with this technique is the line that you pick. I like to use Fireline. Fireline is real thin diameter, it's no stretch. Anything that happens down below the water, you're gonna feel very quickly up through your rod and into your hand. I use 6-pound test for this. Now, the reason you can go to a green or pretty much any color that you want is because this isn't what the fish is gonna be biting. Beyond the weight, okay, is your snell. And I use about a 10-foot snell. It's just 6-pound sensation. So real thin, clear line, a very strong line for its diameter, but that's what the fish is actually gonna, see in the hook. So very, very finessey, but you need to feel that bite quickly. Your rod and your line are two things that are really gonna help you out with that.
The wind may have died down, but have no fear, the rain is here to make sure no one gets too comfortable. But even through a soaked camera lens, you can't miss the big smiles and even bigger walleyes that Gary and Keith have pegged by rigging leeches using slip sinkers with 10-foot snells on these Mille Lacs mudflat systems.
All right, here we go.
Got him. How'd you feel?
Almost slot-ish, I guess.
Oh yeah?
Like a bigger than a slot. Maybe a little bit bigger than a slot.
You're gonna need the net.
Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely
jeez.
need the net.
Yeah, that's a slot already.
There's a fatty.
That's a nice fish.
Get him, Gary.
Oh,
Nice.
oh, what was that about?
Oh, my goodness.
There we go. Woo. That's a nice fish.
Yeah, he's fatter. He's a lot fatter. Whew. Oh, right in the corner of the mouth. Huh? He's a long one, too.
Yeah, he is. He is a long one.
Look at, we're fishing with leeches, and he's got little mud leeches on him. Huh? Isn't that what that is? A little leechy
like
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at here, hook just right.
Yeah, perfect.
That little red hook. Tell you what, a lot of people don't believe in red when you're fishing deep. We see it on our forums on the internet all the time, but you know, we're out in 26, 30 feet of water. Yeah, there's not a lot of light penetration, but I guarantee that little red hook is making a big difference.
Yeah, they say red disappears in deep water, but boy, we sure haven't seen that it makes that kind of difference. That's, to me, it's the way to go.
I hope the guys we're fishing against don't use them. I think she's gonna be fine. Oh yeah. There she goes.
Oh yeah. You know, the funny thing is if you're tournament fishing, you'd be disappointed to catch a fish like that because we couldn't keep it. But for having fun, for just fishing, it doesn't get any better, man.
This is a great place to fish. I'll give it
awesome.
that.
There he is. Ooh, he's a nice one.
Well, I'm gonna see how big he is and just keep fishing here.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah?
This one's not a slot.
No slot, huh?
No.
This is sucking. Wait a minute.
It's a little over a slot.
I got a bite now, too.
You got one too? Yeah, this one may be one of those great big slots. Because I'm moving them pretty decent now.
Yeah, all right, I'll just net him for you quick.
You net them. Yeah. Go get them. All right, get back to your bite. I'll handle them. Uh-oh, I gotta get around you here. If we get your fish, it'll be a miracle. Oh my goodness.
Ah, yeah.
Oh my goodness. How's you feel?
Good.
He's a good one too, huh?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this one is hooked right here. I'm gonna have to let him go.
Yeah.
Beautiful
That's
fish.
a nice fish. Yeah.
Beautiful fish.
I've got a ways to go. Take your time.
Okay, I'm just gonna slip him in the water here. There he goes. Okay, now. Okay, I'll get the hook out of the net here, Keith.
All right. He's still down there. I haven't moved him too far.
Okay.
Of course, I haven't tried to move very much. I figured I'd wait for you a little bit. I didn't see the fish. Oh, there he is.
I haven't seen him either. Ooh, he's a nice one.
Get him.
Oh.
There we go.
Nice fish.
Well, that worked out, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
I think we marked about 8 though, and 2 of them bit. That's good though.
Dunk, dunk.
Well, this one was not very hard bite. It just almost like a perch, but it worked out.
Yeah, I thought I was starting to hear a little whining when I got that bite, but it didn't take long and your whining went away.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got the pliers. I can see the hook. It's right there. Wouldn't be a problem getting it out. There he is. Wasn't too far in there. He'll be fine. There. A little too big, I think.
yeah. I think he's gonna be just over our slot.
There we go. I'll put him right back where you caught him.
Yeah, we'll kind of repopulate the same area off the end of the boat.
Oh yeah, the end he's fishing on, of course.
Yeah, put him back on my end.
There he goes.
There you go.
Well, the good news is we got a nice plot trail to follow. I bet you we can get another one.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of fish there.
I'm not awake yet, squirrel. I have nothing brilliant.
Looks like the master bedroom made for Keith Kavajecz. First one here gets the good bed.
Fishing Minnesota style. One rod leaves one free hand.
It's blowing.
You bit like a big one. You're such a good boy. And bit, you get a free meal.
Like this. Us poor fishermen. Get our food wherever we can.
The Next Bite would like to thank George and Linda of Nitty's Hunters Point Resort. For more details on their guiding services and great selection of amenities, call either number below or check them out on the web at hunterspointresort.com.